Hello, this is Mike, NoStressMike.com, and I'm at the Dallas airport. I'm back in the States, and but I thought I would talk more about Mexico, because now I'm getting my mind changed from Mexican lifestyle back to American lifestyle, and I'm past customs and security and all that kind of stuff. So now I'm just waiting for my plane. And so I thought, well, I better start talking about what I've learned in Mexico and see how I can apply this stuff to my life. And like I say, I was in Cholula, Mexico. It was about 2.5 hours outside of Mexico City, and weather was really nice. It was really a nice place. But some of the stuff that I learned, this was the first thing that's going to change my life. This is one of these things that's going to change my life. Is a bicycle. I used a bicycle, and this is the first time I've used a bicycle. Let's see, probably over 50 years, and I didn't even think I could I never even thought about it. You hear about, well, once you learn how to ride a bike, you can always ride a bike. Well, I did, and it was fun, and what I didn't like was it was exercise. So I used the bike for transportation, and it was kind of tough on my legs. I'm not used to it. But like I say, it's I could cover more area with a bicycle. And what I noticed when I was down there, because a lot of people were walking, as you saw my videos, I wasn't in a populated area. And Cholula, there's a lot of different Cholulas too. I was in San Andres, Cholula, and that's different than the other Cholulas. And like I said, there wasn't that many people. And one thing I noticed, a lot of people were walking to catch a bus or something like that. They got a bus, got close to the area, and then they'd walk to their house. And I noticed you can cover a lot of ground when you were walking. And so you'd walk by me. It's the street just going one way or the other. And then you walk by me, and I'm looking at the other direction, but I know you just walk by, and then I turn back around, and man, they're gone already. Sometimes they ducked into a house, that's where they were living. Sometimes they already made it down to the end of the block, because I lived in the middle of the block. And so it shocked me that just by walking, they covered so much ground. And then somebody on a bicycle, they really covered a lot of ground. And that's when I said, okay, I need a bicycle. So I got the bicycle. It took me a couple days getting used to it, and it was slow. And it was just like the old kind of bikes that I remember. And so then I started upgrading, and it was pretty nice. I didn't like the way my bike was set up, but like I say, I knew I was just going to use it for a few weeks, and that was it. But anyway, I did end up ordering a bicycle. And so I got a bike, and so when I get back, I'm going to be starting on that, and that's going to be a project. And I'll be making videos on that. And like I say, it will change my life. And not only am I going to be getting more exercise, a different kind of exercise, and think being a cowboy, you get plenty of exercise. But when you get older, you don't want to continue doing the same stuff, like lifting weights. You're doing repetitive stuff. I don't want to do the repetitive stuff. And the bike turned out it was interesting. So that's going to be a big thing. I spent more money on it than I thought I had ever spent. I'm pretty frugal. But like I say, so I was shocked I would spend that kind of money. But anyway, it's going to be a big thing. And one thing I noticed when I was down there, remember I lived down there in Guatemala on the other side of Mexico for 14 years. But something that really struck me, and I couldn't quite understand how all this worked, but the culture, they don't put value on their time. One thing I noticed in the United States, everybody thinks their time is really, really valuable. And that's because we're taught you're getting paid by the hour. So you think you're selling hours of your life to do your work. And one thing I noticed down there is the attitude was a whole lot different. It wasn't so much. They don't look at it. They work so many hours. That's why because I noticed that all the time. Even in Guatemala, I noticed people come in late to work, and sometimes they leave early. There's no really, your time you work isn't real punctual. So talk about punctual. That's another thing I've always known. And Americans are known to be punctual. And I did a lot of my Hoi Chi work down there, and I couldn't believe. Give me the time when I need to be a place, I will be there. And the people I was working with, they don't. If you're late, you're late. Don't worry about it. And man, we were late all the time, and so that was kind of odd. But I think so. It took me a little bit to figure out. The people didn't get upset or nothing like that. I was working on doctors and stuff like that. Even they weren't even concerned that we'd be late, 30 minutes or an hour late, and they're sitting outside in the car waiting, so, and then that's when it really dawned on me that they don't really value their time by the hour. They do enjoy life. They do. And it's no big deal. That's why I say they're not motivated by the money. But you got to remember, everything is so much cheaper. The buildings are concrete, so you don't have all the upkeep that you do on all the housing in the United States. And like I say, the place that I was renting was $95 a month. So it's not. Money isn't their motivation. They've got other kinds of motivation down there. And I made a video talking about I was attempted mugged by 2 prostitutes. So, and I say for years, I never made any I didn't take pictures. I didn't do videos and stuff until I think 2009 is when I started making videos. And before that, I don't even think I even took pictures. Because taking pictures down there is enough to get you killed. And that reminded me the same thing with these prostitutes. It was an experience. So I learned something from that. But like I say, the laid-back lifestyle, the people are so nice. And now you got to remember too, I stayed out of the populated areas, except for when I got mugged by the prostitutes. That was a lot of people, a lot of congestion, a lot of people, and so and that's known for being dangerous there. So, and right in the middle of the daylight, right in the daytime. So that brought out a reality on me. So, but like I say, overall. I was there for a month. I enjoyed a lot of it. Made a lot of friends. And that's why I keep talking about have skills. Your skills will lead you through a lot of stuff. Like I say, I made more money than what I spent down there. And I even gave half of the money to whoever it was. I had different people leading me around, introducing me to people and doing work. I gave half my money to them. So, but I say skills is a big thing. And that's another thing. I'm going to be making another video I know on the Hoi Chi. The health, the Mexicans got really bad health. I thought they'd been better than Americans, but American health is going downhill, and the Mexicans' health is going downhill also. So, so I'll be making a video explaining and telling more about the Hoi Chi, how it works, and all that stuff. But But I say there's the lifestyle was so much different, and I say I wasn't where the tourists are, so the people weren't spoiled with the tourists, wanting money, and all this kind of stuff, and jacking prices up on me and stuff like that. They didn't do none of that kind of stuff. But you got to remember, it's a very laid-back life, and convenience isn't one of those things. And this is what I noticed in my life. I'm dyslexia, so it's difficult. I see things different. And in the world of signs and stuff like that here at the airport, I notice it's hard for me to read the whole line going across going to Tulsa, which airlines, what time, what gate, and all that stuff. And then they change it. So it's very difficult. So I'm used to things being difficult and being inconvenient, and I'm not in a hurry. So it's no big deal. I just sit back and take it easy. So, but I like to get things done, and it's one thing they noticed. The people that I went down to visit, they couldn't believe that I could sit down and wait for them just for so long, and then man, I'm up and I'm doing something. I cannot sit around. That's because I'm kind of hyper too. So, but I say, and then they were shocked that I got a bicycle and I ride so much. Oh yeah, talking about that. I learned how on the cell phone. Learned how to kind of use the GPS on the cell phone. I was surprised my American phone worked in Mexico somewhat. Messaging, and you can call. I think it was more expensive, because my cell phone bill went up twice. So I thought, how could that be? I don't hardly use it down here. But it's things like that. But I say so. And my credit cards and debit cards, they worked. I was able to get money. So it was no big deal. I got the root canal and capped my tooth. I traded some gold and silver to get that done. And so, like I say, I learned things and I verified the things that I've been doing. And it was very interesting. A lot of fun. It was $400 round trip from Tulsa to Mexico City, and taking a bus running around down there to get me to my area. And then I got to my area, then, like I say, I got around much better than I was expecting. I still don't like being by myself. I see so much, I do so much. Man, I wish I could share it with somebody. And but anyway, I'll be working on a project now since I'm back. The Thailand thing, I'm not sure. Between my project and now I know I can run down to Mexico so quick and easily. Normally I drive when I'm driving in Mexico. That's very dangerous, very hard, very difficult. And so when you don't have the vehicle, like I say, in a vehicle, you're like a coffin. You're trapped. Vehicles, I really hate being in vehicles. So, but anyway, just wanted to share that with you and let you know I am back. And now I shouldn't have any problem just catching a plane going up to Tulsa, and so. But I'm good to go, and we're going to be seeing some really cool stuff. That's Mike, NoStressMike.com.